Hello everyone, my name is Levi and I'm a Filipino nurse working here in UK, and today I'm going to do my first ever vlog, and I'm going to tackle about my UK journey and my experience as a nurse here in England. So I hope you support me and just keep watching, and please hit like and subscribe. Okay, so first of all, I just want to say that I'm not doing this video to brag. I'm doing this because I just want to share some information and just to, guide new applicants and inspire them as well to carry on with their UK application. Okay, so background, I'm originally from Zamboanga Peninsula. I finished my nursing degree in the year 2012 in Western Mindanao State University, and after that I worked for 3 years or more in Ciudad Medical Zamboanga before I started my application to UK in the year 2016 or 2017. One of the major requirements for Filipino nurses to be able to apply as a nurse here in UK is the English test, or also known as the IELTS. Unfortunately, it took me 3 takes to be able to pass it, and then after I passed it, I immediately started with my NMC application. NMC, by the way, is the Nursing and Midwifery Council in the UK. So it's sort of like the PRC, which is solely for the nurses and the midwives here in UK. Yeah, so I have to take my CBT exam in Makati. CBT is a computer-based exam. It's just like a licensure examination. It's so simple, it's easy to pass. After that, you have to wait for your decision letter. So this decision letter is released by the NMC themselves. After you receive the decision letter, which in my case it took me like two months, roughly 2 months, for them to be able to release my decision letter. So after I received it, I completed all the other necessary visa requirements, such as the medical exam and other necessary requirements. So after that, you're basically applying for a tier 2 visa, or the working visa for Filipino nurses just like me. After receiving my working visa, we were eventually deployed to the UK in the last week of February 2018, and we only have like 4 or 5 days rest before we start our training. So this training is going to be the preparation for the part 2 NMC examination, which is also known as the OSCE, and OSCE is one of the hardest examinations to pass. It's like a practical examination. You are going to be given a scenario and you're going to deal with it. You have to respond according to the NICE guidelines or NMC guidelines whatsoever. And during my time, they were really strict. Like, if you're going to fail one exam, then you have to retake the whole examination. And now, as far as I know, people were telling that they are more lenient. Like, if you're going to fail in one skill, you will only need to retake that skill. And in my case, thankfully, I only took it once and I was able to pass it around, so March, April, May, sometime in May. And finally, I was able to get my NMC pin and then promoted as a band 5 from band 3. So after having your NMC pin And after you will be promoted as a band 5 nurse, then you're going to officially start to work as a registered nurse or a trained nurse in your respective wards. So in my case, I was assigned to a gastroenterology ward or hepatology ward. I've started in, I think, last week of May, if I'm not wrong. And you will be given 6 weeks of supernumerary period wherein you're going to shadow your senior nurses, observe them, learn from them, and after that 6 to 8 weeks supernumerary period, you will be left alone. So left alone, what I mean by this is that you're going to lead your own team. So in our ward, you're going to be the leader of your team. You're going to be paired with a healthcare assistant, and you're basically going to be a tandem within your shift. After I've started as a band 5 nurse, at first I was really struggling because it's a totally different setup. Like if you compare UK hospital setup to Philippine hospital setup, it's like you're living in a different world. And yeah, it's so overwhelming. But thankfully, around after 2 months, I was able to grab some things, learn some things, and I was able to adjust well. I keep telling my friends, like, because it's not only me who are struggling, even the new recruited nurses as well keeps telling me like they want to go home because they were struggling. And I keep telling them that it's always hard in the beginning, just give it some time, then you will be able to be okay. So after working as a band 5 nurse in the gastroenterology ward for almost a year, I was offered a job as a band 6 nurse or a deputy sister, a deputy charge nurse level in a different ward. At first I was really scared, like, am I gonna do it? I told them, and I was honest with them, I was hesitant because I'm a newly qualified nurse in the UK and I was not sure if I'm going to fit the job. But then they encouraged me. They told me that they're going to support me whenever I get the job. So I told myself, like, yeah, just give it a go. I mean, there's no harm in trying, right? So sometime in 2019, I forgot which month, to be honest, I had an interview, and after like 2 or 3 hours, they called, they rang, and they told me that I got the secondment post. So it's like a temporary post as a band 6 nurse, which eventually became a permanent post just last month, March 2020. So I was really thankful. I told myself, like, if I did not have the interview, then I'm not going to be promoted as a band 6. And now I'm already a band 6 for almost a year. Next month is going to be my anniversary as a band 6 nurse, and I'm just really thankful, to be honest. Yeah, so this video is really short, but in a nutshell, to be able to be a registered nurse in UK, you will have to undergo like tremendous process. Like, it's exhausting, it's physically, mentally, and emotionally draining, but just give it a go, give it a try, and at the end of the day, it's you who's going to benefit from it. You will be able to help yourself, you will be able to save money, and then you will be able to help your family, which is one of our goals. Yeah, basically you're going to be happy. Just give it a time. It's always hard in the beginning, but just give it a time. It will all get better in time. Trust me, I've been there, so I know how it works. Yeah, so if you want me to make any more videos relating to being a nurse or the life here in the UK, let me know. Put your comments down below, And yeah, I'll see you on my next video. Bye. Take care.